What's up everyone? Welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to talk about editing the waypoints and tracks on the Garmin unit. So it's a little bit different obviously because the GPS map and the Echo map is actually a touchscreen. The GPS map is not a touchscreen. So there's two different ways to do this, but we're going to kind of go through the different ways to edit the tracks, change the colors of them, change the names of them. We're going to talk about how to change the waypoints and change the icons or the colors of each of the waypoints. So let's kind of start out with the waypoints and then we'll work our way to the tracks, where the tracks can be really handy when it comes to navigating in and out of creeks, and having a color system for your waypoints and for your tracks can really help you be more efficient on the water and help you the next time that you go out, so that you remember where everything's at and don't end up hitting any stumps or anything like that, or forgetting where you caught fish the last time. So let's kind of go through the GPS map first, and then we'll get to the Echo map Ultra after that. Starting out the GPS map, as you can see, I got it really zoomed in, but we have a track that is a active track, and if you kind of pan around on this, it'll show you when you were there and the time that you were there. So that's kind of cool. You could see, for example, like a lot of these is where I was running, and then this was like where I stopped to fish, and I could see what time I was there. And that really comes in handy on the Garmin to see the timestamp of what time you were fishing in that spot. So as you can see, I have my track and then I have a waypoint along this track. So if I press menu while I'm on the chart screen and then I scroll down to waypoints, it'll show me all the waypoints that I have on this graph. So this graph, I only have 4 waypoints on right now. But if I go over with this rotary dial and click on the whole thing, then I can scroll up and down between those 4 waypoints. Let's say I want to edit this one, and I'm going to edit it to, if I want to, I can edit the name of it or the symbol of it. So let's say I want to edit that to a yellow fish, so number 6 fish, and then I'll press the button one time, and now I have a new icon on that. So let's see which one that was. So 004 right there, I have the new icon is a yellow fish. And also you can do all this stuff off of Active Captain. I actually made a video on how to edit your waypoints on your phone through Active Captain and then get them to come to your graphs whenever you turn your graphs on in the morning. So that's really cool. Be sure to check out that video. And I think that's an awesome feature that Garmin has in order to be able to, like if you're in a hotel room, you can edit your waypoints, and then the next morning whenever you get to your boat, all those waypoints will be on your graph through the Active Captain app, which is pretty awesome. Another way to edit your waypoints is to hover over that waypoint and then click the select button. And when you do that, you'll see this 004 shows up, and it's actually got the box around it now. So I can select that. And when I do that, I can change this waypoint back to whatever I want. Let's say I want it to be a blue fish. And then click back, and now that waypoint is a blue fish. So that's another way you can edit your waypoints, if you just hover over them and then select them. So now let's kind of talk about tracks. In order to edit your tracks, what I like to do, and you can actually get to your waypoints as well doing this, but if you click this nav info button, when you do that, it'll allow you to go to your waypoints, tracks, routes, boundaries, and also manage your user data, and then Garmin Active Captain as well. So if you go to Garmin Active Captain, it'll show you what you're connected to, and if everything, right now I don't have anything connected, but if it was connected with my phone, it would show that, and it'll show that my mobile device was connected. and it'll automatically sync once you turn your graph on. But anyways, if you manage your user data, that's going to allow you to either delete your user data or transfer your user data through an SD card to your computer. But if we go to waypoints, that's going to show you all your waypoints again, like we showed earlier. But let's go to tracks now and kind of talk about tracks. So right now, my active track is maxed out basically, and it's probably just erasing as I go. But what you can do is you can save your active track, you can clear your active track, or you can view your saved tracks. So right now I don't have any saved tracks, but if I go into that, it allows me to change the color of my daily tracks, which is kind of cool because like if you're fishing in practice and let's say your tournament is Saturday, you practice Thursday and Friday, you can see your tracks in blue and then magenta and then the cyan color. So basically by putting them as daily colors, that will allow you to be able to basically see where you were at and which day you were there. And I think that's kind of a cool feature as well. So it automatically does it based on the day. But let's go to active track options. And if I had some saved tracks rather than just having my active track running all the time, I would be able to edit saved tracks in this part right here. So right now I don't have any saved tracks, but I could edit that if I had them. So let's go to active track options, and this will allow you to change the color. So let's say I want a yellow track, and then I want to go back all the way out of here. It's going to change that track to yellow. So that's pretty cool. It'll allow you to change the color of your track. So if you want to do it by day, or if you want to do it by lake, or by the time of year that you go to, or just any color that you want to do, to be more specific, something that you'll know whenever you go back the next day on the water. So as far as the Echo Map, it's pretty similar. The only thing is it's a touch screen, and so the way you navigate through all this stuff is a little bit different. But let's go find some waypoints, and we'll talk about the waypoints, and then we'll get into how to change the tracks for this thing. So here's a waypoint that we have, and with this being a touchscreen, I can just click on that, and it'll show, as long as I'm close enough to the waypoint, it'll show that number up here. So if I click on that number, it'll allow me to edit that waypoint. So I can come here and I can change it to whatever I want, and then click back and click back again, and that waypoint will be changed colors. So it changed to that yellow circle icon. If I want to go to my navigation data, I can just click on this nav info here, and it'll allow me to click on my waypoints or my tracks. So let's do waypoints. This is that one that I just edited, and you can come here and click review and also edit the waypoints that way, or you can delete it, or you can even move it, or anything you need to do with that waypoint to change the icon or anything like that. You can also create a new waypoint through here. So when you create new waypoint, it'll ask you if you want to enter the coordinates or if you want to use the chart, or you can use your current position. So if you click use chart, it'll allow you to basically pick a spot and select that position to mark that waypoint. But let's get out of there because we don't want to make a waypoint there. Tracks. So in tracks, you can go to track display, and it'll allow you to change the color of your tracks on here. This will allow you to select which colors are available. I don't really mess with that, but if you go to active track options, you can select which color it is, and it'll change it to yellow. And then it'll make all your tracks that you currently have on here yellow. Like I said with the GPS map, I like to change the colors based on the day or the location that I plan on fishing, or even just certain navigation tracks that I make, but I like to kind of color coordinate that the way that I need it so that I can be more efficient. And just like the 1222, it has a manage data where you can clear user data, or you can transfer that all the way to an SD card and then get that on your computer. You can also look up how many waypoints basically how many waypoints you have left. So this unit will actually hold 5,000 waypoints, and I only have 983 on there. So that kind of shows you where you're at if you have a bunch of waypoints. But that's kind of how I store my waypoints, how I store my tracks, how I color coordinate everything. I really like to make things a certain color that I'll remember, and it really helps me years down the road. Like if let's say I don't go to a lake for 2 or 3 years, and then I come back to it and I see a track that's like red, and I know that I need to idle instead of running through something like that. It really helps me not tear my boat up. It also helps me be more efficient if there's an area that I know that I can run because I've been there before. I don't have to idle through that again in practice just to check and make sure that I can do it. If I have a track and I can follow that track while I'm running, it'll save me a lot of time rather than idling for, say, an hour through a creek to try to get up to a certain spot to fish. So I like to color coordinate the waypoints, color coordinate the tracks, and it really helps me be more efficient on the water. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.